All right, everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Work Area Podcast. I'm going to get my sponsors out quickly because I do forget them, and this is my last sort of freebie before I actually start invoicing, so I better get it right. QV, Dan Golding and the team jumped on board to help me out, so I really appreciate them. Trevor Jolly at Jolly Good Auto Electrics, got the store there in Midland, so if you need anything auto electric, hit up the great man and get the car in to Jolly Goods down there in Midland. Bunbury Toyota, Ryan Cricky and the team sorted him out with a lovely new Hilux, not for free, but very, very easy process for me to deal with. So get down there, see Ryan, John and the team, and they'll sort you out. Platinum Tiger Insurance, my insurance broker who wants to try and get in on the speedway stuff, so it's real easy to deal with. Ripper fella. Get into him. Another one of these driver, crew chief, season review, sort of season preview podcasts with Taylor Milling and Glen Beaton, the Fast Worm 25 team, Totally Workwear, Australian Diamond Drillers, all the rest of it. Thanks for coming in, boys. Massive effort.
Yeah, glad to be here, mate.
Yeah. Been a long time coming.
Yeah, it has been.
But with that, mate, I do want to talk about the effort that you have to go to race. Like, it's nowhere near documented enough. Like, yeah, it's 12 hours, did you say, there and back, every single race?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
12 hours, and then just, like, that's the truck, then you got to wash. When do you wash?
I mean, ideally, if we come out of racing without wrecking anything, Saturday night is handy. Whilst we've got the crew, we can do it at the car wash, and then when we get home on a Sunday, it's already washed.
And when you say crew, is everyone in Perth?
Yeah, well, like Glenn's here, he helps us on a race night. One of my dad's good mates, Brad Cross, helps. The brother-in-law, Rob, helps. And, that's about it. But when we're in Kalgoorlie, it's myself and Dad.
What, so if you don't wash Saturday night, you got to lug that thing back and then drag it out Sunday arvo?
Yeah, pretty well.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And then Beto, what about the from your side of things? The car comes. I remember when we did the pod with you, like we spoke about it a little bit, but like no mechanical failures of note or anything like that last year. So Taylor obviously does a mountain of work to get this car ready. Like, just speak about like what it would be for him to work Monday to Friday versus racing on the weekend.
Oh, it's a hell of an effort. Like we talked about it last time, but you know he does have a regular job and he does long hours with that. You know he's away at site quite a few days a week sometimes, and he's got to try and fit that in around, fit the racing around his the work stuff. So obviously that's what pays for it, but he does a hell of a job, and his attention to detail is second to none. He got down there last night, beautiful brand new car, and it's perfect. So real credit to him, the hours he puts in, and the preparation that he puts in, especially this off season has been a big one for him and Scott. But he's going real well, which no one else has to do that. That's sort of in top 5 in the series. They don't really work on their own stuff, so not that much.
So what's the week look like for you then? Like you genuinely do all the work on the car your own. You get back Sunday, like how do you fit this all in?
Yeah, like we'll get home on a Sunday and honestly just drive the truck straight into the workshop, and then it'll be unloaded on a Monday. Myself and Dad will tinker on it like Monday, Tuesday afternoon. On a Wednesday, he'll generally sneak off in there and mount some tyres during the day while I'm working as such, and then it'll probably be loaded on a Thursday afternoon in case he wanted to hop in the truck and drive to Perth Friday morning.
Yeah, right. So you commit from Friday morning through to Sunday arvo effectively to race on Saturday night.
Yeah, pretty well.
And what can't you do in a car then? Obviously, to prep a sprint car, I can't remember who I interviewed, but they just said they don't think you could get top 3 in the series without a full-time crew chief. But then, like, that was prior to me knowing what you did, and you were top 3 in the series. Like,
yeah.
No, I don't think there's any other series in the country that anyone would podium that does their own work on their own car.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but it's all we've done. It's all I know. It's we manage fine.
But what about, like, how hard is, like, the logistics of it then to prep a car, like your tyres? Like, it's hard in Perth. I know, like, cruising up to see Brent and just to grab tyres or fuel or whatever. How far ahead of yourself do you have to be to get the car ready, make sure you got parts, you got tyres, you got fuel? Like, how hard is it to do that?
Yeah, I mean, we stock, like, we'll have 4 drums of methanol at the workshop all the time, and we do have we've got, you know, a supply of tyres, but it's only an overnight trip on Cal Express. And, you know, Craig and Brent from Racing Tyres, you know, they've helped us out a bit, even with our new cars and that for this year. They just throw some tyres on a pallet and we get them the following morning.
Yeah, okay, so it's that easy.
Yeah, overnight.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
All right. What about then? You obviously have come along in your journey of the sprint cars, and now you're like right at the pointy end. I guess your season last year, third in the series, ups and downs. I guess just a quick recap of the series before we get into the finer details. How was last year for you?
Oh, I mean, the goal's always been like, I guess, top fives, top threes. It's only getting harder. To finish third in the series is a great achievement. Don't get me wrong, but I'm a believer that I've said it before that if you finish, you just have to finish every race, and if you finish them in the top 15, I think you'll be in the top 3 come the end of the year. Honestly, yeah.
So if you get top 15 every race,
yeah, like no DNFs, like not one DNF.
yeah, you probably.
Yeah, like
Probably.
if you look at it, I know 2 years ago, I think Dane had one DNF and his worst race was a 9th. The first year he won it, I think.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Give or take.
Yeah.
And so is it hard to think like to be consistent in the middle of a race? Like how do you approach that then? If you're racing knowing the statistics like that or believing the statistics like that, does that come into matter, or you can't think about that? Surely you just hammer down.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, when we're having a good run, I'm fine. But like if I wreck a car one night, I've bounced off the wall or I'm upside down, I'm holding the wheel, I'm thinking, shit, I'm going to be busy this week because I've got to wash it and I've got to fix it all and turn it around in a week so that we can drive it back to Perth to race the following weekend. So you go into the following weekend and I've already got that in my mind again. I'm like, I can't crash again because there goes my week at home because I'll be in the shed every night. But you can't drive these cars conservatively. So you've kind of got to forget that and give it 110% again as soon as you get back in it.
Yeah, that must be tough. No, like because you've got the commute, so you can sort of pretty much ride off Sunday. Then you got work, you got all that, and then if anyone's turning around, it's you. Like, yeah, hard to think that when the guys with full-time crew chiefs know if they junk that car that night, it's probably ready to go by the next night.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just us though. I mean, there's a lot of other teams out there that I'm sure that they're doing the same thing, you know. Like, yes, they don't have a full-time crew chief either, but they don't have to drive the 6 hours, but, you know, they've still got to work on it and turn it around in a week as well. So it's not just us in that regard either.
But it's you personally that has to do it. That must be, not ideal.
Yeah.
You're on camera, mate.
So,
No, I don't
Sorry to
care,
bore you.
but you're trying to hide it. If I'm watching it here, it's on foot.
kids are next door, buddy, on YouTube.
No, what do they
Turn
reckon,
it down
Dad?
a bit.
Well, you're telling them or they telling you?
I'm telling them to turn it down a bit.
Nah, they're right, mate. That software should edit it out. But I said that about Buzzies when I went down and made him a gin and tonic, mate. I thought AI would edit it out. It didn't. What about you, Beto, then? I guess a highlight for you last year for the program. What do you reckon one of the nights was a highlight for you?
We had a lot of highlights, really, to be honest, to be fair, compared to the year before. Like an overall highlight would just be our qualifying package last year and the laps that he put in, you know, because that's something we really worked hard at to lay that lap down to make the night a bit easier. So overall, that was probably my highlight. And I think we talked in the last pod, our goal coming into last year was to run top 5. And literally he's blown it out of the water to run top 3 by, you know, DNF and a few races towards the end of the year and bits and bobs. But, you know, we had a really good run through high limit, which was good. And that gave us a lot of confidence, I think, leading into the rest of the year. You know, you're running against them guys every night. We made the show every night. He did a hell of a job. So, and, you know, to finish out that last race there at Speed Week when, you know, he grabbed the lead. I think we started deep. I think we started...
No, it was 8th.
8?
8th, yeah.
So...
Which is deep because there's 7 killers ahead of you.
Yeah.
It was a big effort. And, like, he moved up super quick too, and I just thought, Jesus, we're on here. We might be on a bit too good here for early, but no, he did a hell of a job. And, you know, at the end of the day, he was consistent for most of the year. I thought, you know, we just got to fine tune a few things this year, and hopefully a few less DNFs. But, shit happens, and we went forward last year from where we wanted to. So for me, in my eyes, it was a great success last year.
With that, your qualifying is really good. Do you have like a strategy in terms of just smash 2 laps? Do you really focus on getting lap 1 good to then try something in the second lap? Like, what's your approach to qualifying?
Well, we have spoke about it before. If the first lap feels good enough, like bank that and then try something else. But every time I've tried the bottom, I've completely blown through it, and that lap's been no quicker. But I wish I knew what I've done to be better at qualifying, because I could have started 10 years ago doing that. But like one thing Glenn's always said is just pin your elbows, like just pin them to your seat, and then if your elbows are pinned to your seat, you literally can't move your hands. So that's something that I've got in my mind when I'm getting pushed off. Yeah.
And when in qualifying, are you just bricked the whole time?
Yeah, more or less.
Like you never lift?
We did. Well, the night we went quick time Creaky Boys race, when it was I think it was Creaky Boys one of those nights, and then it was slick to the fence the following night or something. When it was that slick, it was a lot of backpedaling. Yeah.
But that's one event. But generally, it's just smash it.
A lot of the time, yeah.
That's so wild, mate.
Yeah.
That is so wild.
Yeah.
I don't think you boys get anywhere in enough credit to just hold it on like that. Like it's so common for you, but yeah, I jumped in that merger car once, and that's all I could think about. I remember Chris Coyle saying sometimes you feel like you want more engine in qualifying, because he's like, you just hold it on the whole time. I was like, what the fuck? That's wild. And what about for you then, Taylor? What's your highlight for last year?
It would have to be that the Speedway finale race when I did pass Kerry for the lead, ended up finishing third. That would probably be the highlight for sure.
So talk me through that race. You said you started out at 8th. Can you remember if there was a game plan, or did you want to run the bottom the whole time? That's just where you were and you found something? How did that play out?
Yeah, so started 8th. What was it? The first restart we had, I know James was up there beside me out of 7, so I knew he was doing something to pass cars. And on that next restart, I just went to the bottom, and my thought's always been that as long as you're not getting passed on the bottom, it's generally fast, which I just kept passing cars. And next minute I got to Kerry and kind of passed him and looked for the next car. But yeah, I was in the lead.
Yeah, that was a wild race. Like, I remember I was next to Chanel and Cody on the JPM in halfway through 3 and 4, and it was the top 10 was so close to each other and moving. J-Mac was running the middle and blowing through. Callum was on top. You're on the bottom. It was one of the wildest races. Can you feel how crazy it is in the race? Like, can you know there's heaps going on and there's lines everywhere, or is it just a normal race?
You have to know that the guys behind you were searching, considering the names and the depth of talent that was racing that night. But like I say, as long as I was on the bottom and not getting passed by anybody, I knew that we were in a good position.
And the car was mint that night, Beto. Do you remember? Did you find something that night, or did the track sort of come to where you set it up? How did that play out?
I think he was just, it was a bit of a perfect storm. The car was good on the bottom. He knew he needed to stay on the bottom because that's where we were passing cars. So I think, towards the end of the race, it sort of dropped off a little bit, lost a bit of right rear air pressure. But, at the end of the day, it was a hell of a result for us and really, a win for us over the last couple of years. So, yes, we were disappointed that we probably didn't win after taking the lead. But at the end of the day, to get on the podium with them guys is, a hell of an effort. So we were stoked. We still had a few beers after it.
Who's your crew then out there? Like, who's with you? You get 3. Who's out there on the mule?
We got Scott.
Yeah.
Taylor's dad. He sometimes comes out depending on how the night's going.
Yeah.
We got Crossy, Scott's mate. He gives us a hand. Rob Adley, Taylor's brother-in-law. That's about all we have, really. We don't.
But so, how's the crew when you're out there like that? When he's coming forward, like, are you screaming, or I can imagine you not just stone faced, just watching.
You've watched enough races where it's not over until it's over. But sometimes you get a little bit excited. But Rob gets a little bit antsy on the infield. Rob Adley, be good to have a camera on him one night.
He drove 360, eh?
Yeah, he's state champ, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Great.
I think Chatty Armstrong used to crew for him or do something. She's told me about it. And he's your brother-in-law.
Yeah.
He's out there screaming.
Yeah.
And what about
Yeah,
your
man.
missus? Do you know how does she go? Does she watch or?
Yeah, she loves it.
Yep.
Yeah. If I don't know, if I tried to walk away from it tomorrow, she'd bloody drag me back, I'd say. Yeah.
And what, she tune you up? Like if how you race, does she support or give you a tune up? How does that work?
Oh, she's the first one to give me praise, but also the first one to tell me what I did wrong. She's been around it long enough to know, what you should and shouldn't be doing. So yeah, I get it from her.
What about last year? If you could get one race back, and this will come through to both of you, if you could get one race back last year, what race do you reckon you would want back? Whether it be a crash or like just made one mistake, what is it?
It would be that Speed Week finale, I would say. Like just getting under Kerry and kind of not covering, and he just drove straight back by me. But I mean, it's just a matter of qualifying well, starting at the front. Having more feature races with those guys at the front is when you learn what they're doing, and I guess that's the best way to pick it up, so to speak.
Do you watch anyone in particular? Like you're saying, you started next to James McFadden, and you knew because it's him. Like you knew he would be doing something. So do you keep an eye on like guys like that when you are racing?
Not really. Not on the bottom. You can kind of see a little bit more of the track when you're running up higher, but not so much on the bottom. Not that race anyway.
What about you, Beto? What race would you want back? Is there something that like you thought the track was going to do something, so you set it up X, or you just perfect all year?
No, never perfect. always can be better, but I think it's just if we could get back a few of the DNFs, we're in pretty good positions with some of those, and it would have been nice to finish those out. But like I said before, shit happens. But yeah, that race that we ran third in was still a killer effort, and I don't know. For me, it's a bit of a blur. We just sort of go to the next one. Like it's not worth looking back. You only get a sore neck. So we're just focused on, Saturday night. We can't wait to get back out there this week. Yeah, well, that's what I always say. At Speedway, every race is just a preparation for the next one. Like there's no grand finals. It's just that race just makes you better for the next one. That's the good part about racing. We could always just go again, and we love racing Speed Week because we're not at work. We're just, especially Taylor, like we're just in the zone and we just go racing, and I'm sure everyone else is the same, but when you can race back to back to back, you can just forget about that one, go again. We don't have 2 weeks to think about it or whatever. Not that we don't really get too far into it. We just do our thing and rock up on Saturday, and Taylor does all the work, and I show up and say, "How you going, mate?" And with that then, it's probably a good point that you make there with your team is Speed Week or those back-to-back nights where you spend like a lot of time together. One of the only times in the season where like the crew can all actually like spend a decent amount of time because given the distance from here to Cal and stuff like that. Are those little weeks like a mini little team building exercise for you?
Yeah, pretty much. Like the whole crew's there. That when we're at the car wash, Mum will be there, and then Jody will be there like cooking for us and everyone else that's at the car wash, and it's good. I think we get better the more we race, and that's what I like the Speed Week and the week in February, because like Glenn said, you're out of the car one night, but you're in it the next night.
So you can just fix anything in your head.
Yeah, it's fresh, so you know what you've got to fix the next night. Whereas you'll know what you did wrong when you get out the car 1 week, and then you'll get back in it and do the exact same thing and think, shit, I told myself I wasn't going to do it, but I just did it. What
about then how the season ended? Like, is it you haven't been able to like fix that, like because it was the last race? Is that annoying?
Oh, in all honesty, the last 4 rounds are annoying because I think Ellenbrook was like the 4th last round, and I was coming 4th in that race and spun out on the cushion in 1 and 2, and then didn't finish that race, and then didn't finish the 3 after that. So it's the whole last bit of last season is a bit of a wish we could have them back almost.
Want to right that wrong. And then, I know you just said it. Is it your partner Jody? She must be a cook. I remember AP was going over to Warrnambool. He stopped in for some toasties or something like that. And what's the go-to cook on the barbie when the boys are washing up? What's the general thing on getting cooked up?
Oh, look, if the barbecue generally only comes out at the track, doesn't it?
Yeah, a bit of an end of speed week sort of thing or whatever. But yeah, the toasties are normally the go.
Yeah, right. That's
It's
game day food is toasties.
It's at the end of the night. It's the garlic butter she uses.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Ham and cheese or what's
Ham and cheese,
Yeah, whatever you want.
ham, cheese, garlic butter.
Beerenberg mustard.
Sorry?
Beerenberg mustard from South Australia.
Yeah, not familiar, but I'll try and make myself familiar.
I'm
What-
the car wash one night, mate.
Oh, well, mate, so I'm there. But what about the off season then? How does it look like with both of you? Like, how much do you have to do Beto, and then Taylor? Like, what's your off season look like? Are you parts, everything? Like, go through your inventory. Is that all you? Do you get to split it up with anyone, or how does that play it out?
I mean, we've got a fair bit of stock at the workshop. Like, we've got spare steering boxes and rear ends and stuff. And unfortunately, you know, we'd like to be able to turn over our rear ends and sell them after we've done so many shows, but lately they haven't really been lasting that long. So, yeah, I mean, like, I didn't have to order much. I've ordered a few wheels and a couple of fuel tank shells, top wings. I mean, cars and carbon, so it's probably a little bit more than normal. But the off season was pretty busy. I couldn't work on them for a while because I was on light duties wearing a brace for 6 weeks. But once that come off, it was into the workshop and cutting carbon and fitting panels and all that kind of fun stuff.
That's a nightmare. Hey, I haven't done it, but just this year, everyone's telling me how itchy you get, how much of a nightmare it is. Like, cutting that is that the worst job you have to do?
I would say it's up there, but it'd be up there with pulling out and fitting fuel cell bladders. I don't like that. I can do it, but it's not my favourite job.
Do you outsource any jobs? Like, is there a job that you don't or can't do?
Oh, we don't. We can't powder coat. Obviously, we don't have that. But yeah.
But you get that done locally in Cal?
Yeah. Oh no. Vosbergen's got them done by. Is it A Steel? Do they powder coat? Yeah. They did. The organiser dropped the cars off there, picked them up for us, and we picked them up from them.
And then in terms of your off-season, Beto, for the team, I know you run your own stuff with Slade and that, but what's your involvement in the off-season for the team?
Not too much really. Just like we speak most days on the phone, and you know we were always talking about stuff and making sure that Taylor's on top of everything. So it's just more of a him sort of double checking with me if I'm happy with that. Which generally we've got a pretty basic package. We don't really change too much. We know what we need. We know what rear arms we got. We know what we need, and if we're just got to make sure we've got enough, and he takes care of all that, and in between his golfing and all that sort of thing,
Mate, let's get into the golfing in terms of.
It's the Speedway podcast, mate.
I've wore my favourite golf shirt for it, mate. What about, like, in terms of golf and stuff like that, the end of the Speedway season, do you need a break given that, like, how much you put into it, like with the hours and stuff? Does the end of the Speedway season always come at a good time and you need a refresher, or could you just keep going?
I honestly reckon we could keep going, hey. I reckon, yeah. Yeah.
You don't get sick of all that travel? And
I mean, it does, but it's the nights when we go good, it makes it worthwhile. So, yeah, I could keep going.
Yeah, but that's like golf. You just have one good hole, and that's what sucks you back to the next week.
Chase that feeling next time, yeah.
What about in terms of this year coming up then? Is there any expectations in your own head of what you want? Like, if you had to sit here in 12 months' time, what would be par for the course for the year coming up?
Oh, I mean, like, we've got third now. We know that that's definitely achievable. And like I say, the goal is to just, like, not DNF races. That's one thing that I want to try and do, and the results will just speak for themselves.
Is there anything in your control for that though? Like, it's Speedway. Like, is there anything you could actually do to not DNF races?
Probably make smarter decisions on track, I would say. Yeah, that'd be a big one.
You qualify well, you do everything well. What about you, Beto? What are your goals? Like, is there anything that you're trying to improve on? Like, how do you set the season up for yourself?
Yeah, we just want to make it as comfortable as we can for him. if it's comfortable for him, he's going to drive the shit out of it. So, and then he can concentrate on what he has to do rather than trying to worry about what he's going to tell me or whatever. So if we can get it close enough every night and he can do his job easier, it's going to make it a lot easier for us. But I think it's just more of putting the whole night together. Like, we know we can qualify. We did last year. So I think probably our heat races this year would be a good, if we could knock our heat races off this year, I think. So we dropped a few spots last year, quite a few times, which hurt us, and then instead of starting 4th, we're starting 10th in the feature or 8th or whatever. So it's really hard when you're starting back there. It's definitely a lot easier when you start towards the front.
Yeah. What about the design of the car and that this year? Like, who takes charge of all of that? Is that you as well?
Yeah, it is. I probably wouldn't have changed the design, but the fact I wrecked everything at the end, we kind of had to re-sticker stuff anyway, and I thought, oh, well, we may as well change it. And no, that's Heated Designs does that for us. He's pretty good. He's doing a lot of cars in WA and all over the bloody country, but yeah, he's good to deal with.
What's your favourite job then? Like in the off season, is it designing? Is it I don't know, mountain wheels? What's your favourite job?
What's yours?
Just talking to you every day about it.
I don't know. New parts are nice. Fitting new parts is always cool to. Just the tie bolt situation these days with the Smith tie and that, they are nice piece. So whenever you get new bolts, I think just putting them on the car makes you feel good.
Are you with the heat race stuff? Are you a fan of that inversion? Is that just you're just so used to it? I feel like sometimes it's different to any other sport. You penalised for being fast. Like, so if you qualify well, you get put out of 4. Like, if that makes sense. Like, are you a fan of that, or is that just normal for you?
Oh, I wasn't so much of a fan before, but now that I've got qualifying worked out, it seems to be fine. I mean, it does serve you very well if you qualify well, but it almost you almost benefit from that format if you are 3rd quick and start out of 2.
Yep.
And if you win the heat out of 2, you'll generally be the high points guy if the guy out of 4 doesn't pass the car.
And then generally, if you're out of 2, by the time the heat rolls out, the track's at the top.
Correct. Yeah.
Does it? Yeah, right. You guys, think about it that quick.
Yeah. Like if you're 2nd quick, you're just shaking your head because you know you're on the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
And then you guys, like, you've seen enough that that's how it plays out. If the track's like that, your night's no good. And what about if I don't know if you have, but like your time bad, what's that like? Is that a mental hurdle that you have to get over, knowing how much you've got to do leading into the night if you qualify bad? How hard's that to navigate?
Oh, I mean, I did that for the bloody last 8 years, really, before the last couple of seasons. But I've been there before. It's just people have proved that you can start really anywhere around the track here, and you can finish. You can make it happen, which I did. I've done it previously. Started deep and still managed top 5s and that. So it just makes the feature race a lot easier when you're starting at the front.
Do you reckon with that is that mental, like knowing you're starting out the front, like? Because like I said, anyone can come from the back, but like, is it just a mental thing? Like, yep, I'm at the front, like all my work's nearly done. I just got to chip away.
Yeah, it's almost more pressure on yourself when you start, the closer you are to the front, because you're like, right, I'm starting 2nd. Like I should finish 2nd. If you start there, you should finish there. Yeah. Whereas if you're starting 18th, there's no pressure, and then you can just get on with it, and then you might make it to 5th, 4th, 2nd. Yeah.
Would you rather start 2nd and finish 5th, or start 10th and finish 5th?
Oh, it depend on.
It's always
10th
to 5th.
Yeah.
There's no pressure, but then everyone, if you back it up, everyone's like, he backed it up. But you go 10th to 5th, you're like, oh shit, he was moving forward.
Yeah.
But it's still 5th.
Yeah.
What about the package for you guys this year? Is it all the same? Like, is it consistent moving forward? And how consistent has your package been?
No, it is all the same stuff. We've just gone to a slightly shorter wheelbase car, which we tried one last season and seemed all right. So we've just gone back to a slightly shorter car. Everything else is the same wing, same engine, Kenny Mack from KRE looks after us with our motors and that. So, yeah, all the same pretty much.
Has that been consistent throughout like most of your career?
Yeah, always use KRE motors, but chassis have changed over the years. Pretty much had to go in all of them, haven't we?
Yeah, it's mainly just been cools, triple
Yeah.
X's. You had a few
I had
Maxims.
an art or ART at one point there. Yeah.
Never even heard of it.
Yeah.
And you notice a massive difference, like if you switch chassis, like is there huge differences?
I feel like there was the night we put the short wheelbase car together. I remember hot lapping and getting out and saying to Glenn, I said, if the feeling I feel now is the difference in the car, I wish we changed it 18 months ago. Like it was crazy. Like I could come off the corner and almost not have to, what I felt like, not move my hands, and it would just drive straight. Like it felt like it drove an inch off the wall all the way down the fence until I had to enter, whereas the old car, it felt like I had to steer it up straight the whole way.
Yeah, right.
I don't know why, but it's just the feeling that I had was unreal.
But what's the thing that he can not complains about the most, but what's like the most common issue Taylor has with the car then? Like what's he always asking for more of or less of?
He's pretty good. He's more hard on himself than what I do. Then I'm always working to get better, but he's very harsh on himself, and we don't generally have to talk about too much really. He'll just tell me if he's a bit tight or loose, and we've done it. This is our third year coming up.
This will be, yeah.
This will be so that we've done enough. We're lucky enough to be racing a fair bit during the summer, so you sort of get used to what we need. Like we've literally out there last night, we did 6 laps and we didn't really talk about it too much really. Like it's just the thing went around there, as long as we give him a base package and he knows when he hits the track that every time, at the start of the night anyway, that it's very similar, we'll be fine. The track doesn't change that much generally at the start of the night, so we'll just kick off with our base package. We don't really change. It'd be fine tuning if anything, and it's just the decisions on the night, and if I can help him on a qualifying lap, tell him where he needs to be, or on a start or whatever, like I'll do as much as I can, but there's only so much I can do. So if I can get it close for him, and then he makes the right decisions at the right times, but he's in the right part of the racetrack, we'll be fine.
With that, Taylor, you obviously know like the car intricately. How much is your involvement on race night? Like do you just stick to driving? Is it hard to not have input? How are you on race night in terms of what the car's doing and what setup you want in it?
Oh, like Glenn said, this will be our third season. Like we've got a pretty good base setup. So even when it's in Kalgoorlie, I service it kind of, so to speak. So I'll block it, I'll square it, I'll do everything like that. So I kind of know what I'm getting when we get to the track, and then Glenn and I will both go and look at the track, and then we kind of decide what gear set we're going to run depending on what the track looks like it's doing. Yes, we get that wrong, but I feel like we've got it more right of late. Like with car stuff on the night, generally I just look after the motor, like with the fuel settings and that pretty much, but the boys do the rest.
Do you wish you had less involvement or like in the week, or is that how you want it? Like, is that you just done it so much? Is that just how it is? Would you want it any different to what you've got it?
Oh, I'm happy with how it is. There was a couple races a couple of years ago when I had a friend Tim Gleason was crewing for us. We drove down once on a Saturday, raced. It was just the two of us, got through the night, and I reckon we might have even started to drive home after the racing on a Saturday. So that was just two of us, and we got it done with two of us as well. So it doesn't really matter. It's whatever's required, really. Like if there's enough people, I'll kind of let them do it. But if I see that something I can do something to help, I'll do it. Yeah.
But on race night, do you put much? Like you said, you put a lot of pressure on yourself. Like, how do you need to be fast? Like, do you need to be relaxed? Need to have a joke? Do you need to like zone out and listen to music? What's sort of your go-to to get locked in for a race?
I don't have any superstitions or anything like that. It's honestly just get to the track and see how we go. It's all what side of the pillow did you wake up on in the morning? I don't know.
I feel like when we go to the track, it's a good enough environment, team environment we've got. We're all mates. We all have a joke. You know, at the end of the day, we had a lot of shit happen last year, and it's no different to when we have a good night. Like it's shit when you got to fix it, but we're in the truck. But at the end of the day, we're all still laughing and having a joke, and that's the place that I want.
Smashing toasties.
Yeah, that's it. A few Great Northerns and 3.5s in between. But at the end of the day, it's what I like. And I think I said in the last pod, it's a pleasure to work there because everyone gets along so well. You know, Scott and Steph look after us tenfold and always have. And it's a good, enjoyable environment. So you're always going to go better when you're not stressed or pointing fingers or whatever. So we just love going racing, and you know, it was good just to get back there last night. I haven't seen Taylor for a few months, so you know, it was just good to catch up. This is probably the most we've seen each other since Speed Week last year, 2 nights in a row.
I missed you.
What do you think you improved on the most last year then? Like, what is it? Decisions on the track? Like, what did you improve on? Because last year, is that fair to say that's your best year?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think last year we kind of told ourselves at the start of the year that we were going to contend every round to see what we could do, and coming third to Dane and Callum was pretty big achievement. So yeah,
Is it not? I don't know, not scary, but is it like you could fix so many issues from last year? Like, so are you thinking like what could actually be? Like a lot of the stuff are simple fixes. So that's your best year. You drove so good. If you fix like 2 or 3 issues, it might be second. Like, are you confident moving into next year or this year, Saturday?
Yeah, I mean definitely. We'll the last couple of seasons since we've had Glenn, the base setup and everything's been the same. It's obviously just been the way I've driven on the track and just making those smarter decisions. Like I say, at the end of the day, you just can't DNF.
Yeah, but there was some stuff that was out of your control last year as well. When people spin in front of you and you're committed to the top, you just can't. Like shit happens. Like it's just what it is. So you can only control what we can control. And at the end of the day, if we can put a car under him, and you know we have to start up front. Them guys start the front 2 rows every night. So to contend with them for the series, like that's what we're talking about. We need to start up front. You got to give yourself the best chance. So, you know, because when you start back, your car's got to be different. It's you do dirty air everywhere as you start the front couple of rows where we can be a bit tighter and be better at the end of the race or whatever. So we've really got to, you know, work on, you know, getting that front 2-3 rows would be ideal. But, you know, at the end of the day, we'll just do what we can do and control what we can control. So
not getting put back on heat race starts would be handy as well.
One of the first times I ever tried to come over and talk to you, I can't remember what you said. He said some names, but you effectively said, well, if I had a single digit, I could do whatever I want, but I don't. So
yeah, there's a few out there that you think they get treatment, but you know, you win them and you lose them. So yeah, I'm sure that I've jumped start and got away with it
in the heat of the battle.
But when it happens to you, it's not. You don't like it.
Do they? Yeah, that's true. Do they talk about it enough, Beto, about how different you set your car up if you're starting 15th versus 5th? Like, is you got to move through, so your car has to be free enough to change lanes and stuff like that. Is there same track feature race? You're starting 15th to 5th. How different is the car going to get set up?
It's not massive, but I mean it's enough to be different, and like you want to be like you might be giving up a little bit at the end if you're better at the start just to move through the traffic, but you know we want to be good at the end. That's where it pays the money. So if we can. Sometimes you like to have a bit of both, but sometimes it just doesn't work out that way, or he preps the track right before we go out. Cheers, Mikey. But normally it's pretty good. Like I think we just keep doing what we're doing, and you know, like I said, start up front. We're going to be a lot better off.
So moving into this year, then, what's your number one goal, Taylor, this year? Like I think I know what it might be, but what is your number one goal for this season?
I mean, we've got third before, like last season, so I don't see why we can't aim for third or better again.
What would be more, a win or third, second, first in the series? What would you rather?
I'd almost push my mum down a hill for a win at this point, but yeah, a win would be good.
So what if I could give you an absolute dog shit year, but you win a race? Or like a really good, consistent year when you come second in the championship, what are you going to pick?
Oh, I don't know, because like they say, once you've won a race, like you've seen it before. Like one guy will win a race, and then a couple races later he'll win another one, and then it's like once you've got that first one, something clicks, and then they come.
You just know you can do it. That's all it is. Nothing clicks. You just start believing you can win.
Yeah.
Not that I know that.
Neither.
What about you, Peter? If you could have a goal, then what would it be for Taylor? Like what would you choose? The second in the series or the win?
Second.
Really?
Yeah, we'll get the wins the year after. Don't worry about that.
You could still do that. Fuck that. Rip the lid off it. Have a win.
I know if we've run second, we've done a stellar job because whoever's running third is still going to be
winning races
of a caliber and winning races. So this year's going to be tougher than ever. So them guys everyone's getting better. So we got to up it a bit and keep pressing on.
Is it confidence building for you then? Like last year's your best season, but that's also the best caliber of races you would have ever raced in a whole season, if that makes sense. Like, so as the competition and the field gets better, you've got better. Like, does that give you confidence?
Oh, for sure. Except, like I said before, that just if we could have finished the season well without the 4 DNFs, I'd feel a lot more confident going into Saturday.
Have you ever looked at the maths, like what that might have looked like in the championship?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, neither. I don't know how those points work. But you got to be confident coming into Saturday.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's part of the reason we went and did some laps last night just to make sure, you don't want anything to fall off come hot laps on Saturday, so nothing fell off last night. I felt fine. We'll see what Saturday brings.
Do you ever get, how are you? Are you, like, apprehensive, nervous, excited to go? Like, what's your general feeling going into Saturday night?
Excited, but also probably putting too much pressure on myself, knowing that we've finished third and that everybody kind of thinks that, he's got third, whether he deserved it or not. That's kind of have to do it again almost. So there's almost that pressure.
Because if you're fourth, you've gone backwards.
Yeah.
But you haven't. But I know what you mean. That's and from the sounds of it, that'd be your internal pressure more than anyone else's. Because no one would generally think that. But
no, but that's for some reason that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, but that's just you. Like all you guys are just so competitive. Like I try and get little answers out of everyone. Everyone's like, "No, we just want to win, or we just want to do this." And it's like that's all anyone wants to do is win, drive their best. Like there's no secrets to it. It's everyone has a simple setup. Everyone just goes out there, finish your races, do all that. Like there's no wizardry to it, is there?
Not from my end. Are you hiding anything?
No, mate. No, it's all pretty straightforward. Like we've got the package to be every bit as good as them guys. So, it's just about fine tuning. And as long as we go forward this year and get some, just as long as we get better. And if we get, worse, it's generally going to be probably from something went down or whatever. But I just, as long as we get better and keep getting better, like Scott and Steph, like the package we have is unbelievable. We've got a unbelievable artillery of motors and, we've got they give us everything to do the job. So if we can as long as we're having fun, at the end of the day, when we're not having fun, I'm guarantee you it's all sold.
No one wins not having fun. But I don't know if it's winning is fun or you have to have fun to win. I don't know where it is. Like, because every time you have a win, everyone loves the track. That was a good track. Like all that. Everyone who's lost, that track was shit. Where do you sit with that?
You have to have fun to win.
Yeah, I reckon. Because if you don't want to be there, what's the point?
You got to have the chemistry. You just got to have that team around you that believes in you, and just if shit happens, well, we're not going to point a finger at Taylor. We're not going to point a finger at me or whoever. It's just it is what it is. We'll go to the next one. What event are you looking forward to the most, Taylor? Like if in your head, like the whole season or whatever is good, but what's the one event that like you're thinking, I can't wait till that rolls around?
I will say Kalgoorlie purely because I'm looking forward to driving 6 minutes to and from the track and not 6 hours.
Is Town going to go off for that? How's that going to go?
I don't know. They haven't really hosted a big sprint car race, I would say, since World Series went there. That was the first year I raced. Was the last time I believe 410s raced in Kalgoorlie.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, but they can park. You can still park cars around the outside of that, and I'm sure they'll have marquees set up, and I don't think they've even started on the works to replace the fence yet, but yeah, it
Plenty of time.
should be a good show, hopefully.
What about I love this. Two things. I didn't write it down, but I was hell hoping I'd remember to ask you. Do you think it's crazy that a Bunbury, Geraldton, and Kalgoorlie team with a podium at the Perth Motorplex, Maddington Toyota round, like, what were the odds or the chances of that happening? Like, no one who lives in Perth got on the podium for the series last year. I think that's such a massive achievement. Like, you drive the most, Callum, and then the boys from Creaky Motorsports, like, are small town country travellers are on the podium. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like what Glenn said, just in regards to like the gel between your crew kind of thing. Like, you know, being on the road with those guys every weekend, you know each other and you're familiar with, like, you can kind of read each other a lot more. I'm sure that the Perth teams they'd probably be the same, but I think that's what it is for the more regional teams.
What about the town like this? I like. No one knew who Callum was. Like, Callum told me he was like at the park with some dude in a shirt, so he went up to speak to him to sort of see if they knew him. No one knew him. Yeah. Dane's at JB Hi-Fi with someone with a Creaky Motorsport. Yeah. What about in Kalgoorlie? Like, because you guys, it's the most professional amateur sport in the world.
Yeah,
you're on Channel 7. You do highlight clips, like you do the little intros where you fold your arm on, like all of that. Like, it's such a professional. Does anyone know who you are in Kalgoorlie?
Oh, I don't think so. Outside of people that follow the sport or a family friends, I don't know. I wouldn't have thought.
Like, no one at the golf course knows.
But they know who I am before. Like, nobody recognises you and says, "Oh, you're that guy from. I saw you fold your arms on 7+ for a feature lineup." No one's ever said that.
That's pretty wild, hey. Is it gonna how much will that round in Kalgoorlie do for not just you, but like the town? Will it be massive?
I'd like to think so. I'd like to think that the Perth teams support it, and, you know, regardless of where they are, come the end of the season, being the second last race, you know, if people are out of the championships, they might be quick to decide not to go. But I really hope that we get, you know, 18 cars there and put a show on for that town. The same as Albany and Geraldton. I think we owe it to those towns to rock up and put on a show as we do at the Motorplex.
Mate, no one could come and look at you in the eyes if they can't be bothered to go to Kalgoorlie once. Yeah. When you do it every single week. You'd have to. If you don't turn up, It
was one of the best World Series finishes I've ever seen at Kalgoorlie.
How did that finish?
You couldn't see it, could you?
Yeah, just
because of the
it was
dust.
Peter Lack, because it was a yellow car. But have a look on the highlights. But Brooke Tatner was ripping around the bottom, thought he'd had it one, and then Peter Lack just blew around him in the crack of dust.
Who?
Peter Lack.
That was a couple of years before 2012, though, wasn't it?
Can't remember.
Peter Lack.
We'll Google that one, but
the Kalgoorlie Kiss.
So Brock Hallett's car owner, GW Racing.
Yeah.
Peter drove their car, and it was number 58, full yellow. He just blew around him. Brooke probably didn't even see him go past. Peter didn't even know it was finished. He wrecked it after the checker, and he thought he'd thrown it away. And someone told him, "Mate, you've got it done." He's just like, "How good's this?" They towed it onto the fucking scales, and it was one of the best finishes I've seen in World Series race at Kalgoorlie. So if that doesn't hype it up, I don't know what will. Mate,
what a reel that would be, mate.
Get going on the reels.
Do you have any involvement with Kalgoorlie, like Speedway Club or anything like that? Like, obviously, you've never even drove there, so do you go and watch it if it's in town and there's a weekend off?
I mean, I've raced there probably 6 times maybe with a 360. Like, at one point there we had a 360 and we raced a few shows. Well, I think the Power Series went there one year and we raced around there. But I generally don't go and watch. It's too dusty, man.
They'll fix it.
Hey?
Do you reckon they'll fix it? Like, they'll put in a massive effort?
I think so. Yeah, for sure.
Surely they spear a phone call through to you or Scott and just, hey, what do you reckon? How should we do this?
Yeah, I've just been a believer of that track, that as long as it doesn't taper off halfway up, we'll be fine. We can't race on anything once our right rear goes down a hill.
Yeah. Are you excited for that, though? Like, is it like you would hang out with blokes that, like, week in, week out, that would never see you race a sprint car and would just think, like, you're like a bogan, that sort of races. They would have no idea how
Yeah.
fucking wild it truly is.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's a lot of friends there that will probably come and watch, which will be good. But I've also told them if you want to watch a race, you have to come to a high limit, because that's just day and night different to what any other track gets.
Yeah, but still the speed, like they'll look at you different. They'll go, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, maybe. They've seen it on TV before.
That does nothing.
Yeah,
you can. I don't, mate. You watch it back on a wingless. You think you're flying. You watch it in slow mo. Sprint cars are worse. At least they look somewhat fast on the TV.
They're not that fast at Kalgoorlie though, compared to here.
Yeah, true.
What is the Kalgoorlie track like? Is it smaller, like
Pretty
international
big,
speedway?
That's right, international.
Why is it called international? Do you know?
No idea.
Sounds good.
Yeah, no idea.
It's red.
I don't know how big it is. It is.
It's
It's
a decent
on the
size.
bigger size. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about, like, I guess you spoke about high limit and stuff like that, and yeah, I was misled with some information. There's a few more people that made all 3 nights. Like, is high limit like massively on your radar, or is it just another event for you?
Honestly, we just kind of treat them all the same. If you put too much emphasis on one, you might try too hard and make a silly mistake. It's just those 2 laps of qualifying, really, at the start of the night. You just got to sort them out, and then the rest of the night will come to you.
And how similar does your car roll out? Is it like for qualifying? Is it pretty much the same every single time?
Yep. It'll just depend on what engine we've got into, what gear set we've got, but that's pretty well as much as it changes.
Mate, I have never changed a gear set in my wingless ever, no matter what track I've gone. I don't even know what's in it. I'll just not break it. I'll just put it flat. I need to get better at all that shit. What about, all right, for you, Beto, the one thing you want to see from Taylor this year, if you could see or get one thing out of him this year, what would it be?
Probably a couple of things. Just not to be so hard on himself.
Yep.
Just get out there and just try not to probably think about it too much. Especially in the heat races. Just get out there and just fucking mash it. Don't worry about, not that he worries too much who's around him. It's just about probably where he's starting and in the relationship to the other cars of when he's got to hit the gas, whatever. Just get out there and, I think we did it a couple of times last year where and the year before we heat raced really good. And I think we got pulled back early in one, it was probably the first night last year, was it? You got pulled back and, in a heat race got put back, and it just probably affected quite a bit of the year in the heat races just because it's a very psychological thing, I suppose, if you let it get in your head. But he'll be right this year. Get out there and just mash it. He knows we've got the package. I know that he can do it. So we just go out there and do our best, and I'll be happy if we can win a few heat races. It'd be nice. But, at the end of the day, he's doing his best, and we all are. So as long as we keep having fun, happy days.
Is that fair, you reckon, Taylor? Like the heat races is sort of the...
Yeah.
It's hard to say you need to improve on anything. Like, you got third, but like the heat races.
Yeah, definitely the start of the heat races we struggled with, for sure. So if we can better them, it'll just better the whole night, really.
And when you say the start, like, how hard is it to start those things? Like, I always talk about about people talking about their engine stumbled or didn't take off. Like, how hard is it to launch a 410 at a start, or is it easy?
Oh, I think it's a lot easier if you're up top, because you can obviously carry so much more momentum and go closer to the wall, and your car's already going a lot faster than the guy on the bottom when you get to the line. Like, you can take a photo of both cars when they get to the line, and the next shot will be the guy on the outside 3 cars ahead already.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. You've got to be even at the line, but one could be doing...
He could be going faster, and I think that's what you've got to try and work out.
But the guy on the high line can see what's going on the bottom.
Correct.
If you're on the bottom, you can't see what's going on the top. So you're always sort of second guessing of when you can hit the gas. And then if you do go early, it makes you look bad if old mate at the top hasn't hit it yet. But it's
which is what it got you in one of those starts. Hey, someone just didn't go. Can't remember what that was. I remember one of those starts they relegated you, and whoever was on the outside just didn't go.
Yeah.
But it's tricky. What's your strength? Like, if you could formulate like the perfect track for you to do good, what would that track look like? Is it something on the top? Is it something on the bottom? Like, what's your strength as a driver when if you were to roll out for a feature yep, I'm on tonight. What's that track look like?
Wish I had an answer because I've done well on, like, I don't think a certain track suits me because I have done well on all kinds of tracks, really. It's just the guy in the race suit, I guess. It's up to me, really. Yeah.
What about you, Better? What do you reckon his sort of strength is? Pounding the wall, running the bottom, being creative. What would it be?
He can do it all, mate.
Yeah, when you say that, I actually agree with it.
He can rip the bottom. He can rip the fence. He can rip the middle. He can do it.
Fuck, when you ripped the bottom on that Speedway Grand Final, like it was serious driving. I remember thinking every time it almost looked like you were coming in and you were going to like blow through, then you just pivot and get off. Like it was. Where were you watching that race from? Do you know?
Yeah, I think I was in the little work area thing we had to be in there for a while, but yeah, it's not over till it's over. So you just keep thinking he's gonna press on, but did a hell of a job. But he can do it. I got all faith in him. That's why I'm working here, and that's why I have fun here, and can't wait to get going.
What's your favourite event for the year, Better? Like your individual event. What's the not like you're looking forward to the most, but like almost the format, maybe like is it Cricket Boy shootout with the actual shootout? What is it?
I don't know. I don't really have. I think the state title's a different format, isn't it?
Qualifying, no groups.
Two
It's
heats.
just all qualifying. Hey,
All in qualifying.
Yep.
All in qualifying, is it one heat or two heats? One heat.
2 heats.
Yeah,
They
2
invert,
heats.
full invert. I don't think they should full invert the second heat in that. They should only invert maybe 10, maybe even 8. Sometimes you get a couple of the slower cars off the front row of the second heat and it's just a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, I think it's just a bit of an older school format, which we were used to back in the day with World Series and stuff like that. So you get used to things, but at the end of the day, you got to race them. It doesn't really matter what you do. You just got to put your best foot forward.
what about you? What's your favourite event?
I don't mind the Barbagallo race purely for the pole shuffle.
Yeah, that's so sick.
It's just, it's not, I like watching it. Yeah.
But that, like the shuffle in Darwin, like that's cool.
Yeah, that and the final is the best of 3. Is that in Darwin?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't mind one. Yeah.
No, that's shit.
What is there any plans for heading over east for you guys this year?
Oh, it's been discussed, but nothing's been finalised yet. We'll get through the first couple of rounds and see how we go.
And what about Powerpalooza first night? Like, I'm so excited for it. I've never been this excited for Speedway, and I just do this now, but I've always been a victim. Like, are you guys excited for it, or is it just going to be like relief that it's finally like here and we're underway?
No, we've just talked about it a lot during the season. We talk about it every day. So finally to get to the races and Taylor doing all the work. At the end of the day, from what we rolled out there last night, the amount of work and time and effort that Scott and him put in over the off season, it's just good for them to be able to just relax a little bit and go racing and just use what he's built. And we're lucky enough to have some pretty cool stuff this year, new truck and mule, and we've had the old motorbike for a long time, and it is just the effort that they've gone to and what Scott and Steph give to us. It's just so good to go out there and just rip it up.
The worst thing about Powerpalooza are those fucking burnouts. I was bored with the kids probably 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, and there was like this burnout thing at the motor place. Someone went 2 minutes into the first burnout, so kids get back in the car, just ditched $50 at the gate. We're out of here.
You don't like hanging off the fence getting covered in rubber, mate?
No, not in the slot, mate. Mate, the last time, it's 40 degrees, my first race ever, and they said it kept us in the chute for 30 minutes because the smoke, there was no wind, and we just had to sit there just in proper burnout smoke, sitting there sweating everywhere. All right. Well, I reckon we're good, boys. We've hit the hour mark. That's the thing. Is there? Oh, no. I need to cover it. Obviously, you got some sponsors on board, and then the crew shout out because, I don't think the crew chiefs are nowhere near what they deserve to get in terms of recognition. But like crew guys, tyre guys, car washers, mud scrapers, Jody on the merch, all that sort of stuff. Like I like to give those people a shout out because every cog in the system makes the wheel turn, you know what I mean? So I guess talk about the guys that help you run the entire team.
Yeah.
Your crew guys, all that first, and then we'll crank into the sponsors.
Oh, it's everyone. I think speedway is so family orientated. It's everybody. It's like my sister that lives here with Rob and their kids, and my partner Jody, mum and dad, Glenn, Simone. Like even Glenn rocks up with his boys. It's his boys put him in a good mood, and then he puts me in a good mood, and it's like, oh well, we're all going to be fine. Dad's mate Crossy, he comes and helps, and yeah, just everyone.
What about the merch and stuff like that? Like, is that something you're trying to push a little bit harder this year? Where you at with all your merch and stuff?
If I had it my way, I wouldn't have it, to be honest. But
Unnecessary evil.
Yeah, it is, and I mean, I understand why I've got to have it now. Doing the media days and all that kind of stuff with Maddington Toyota, and there are fans out there, and I guess we got to give them what they want.
Mate, some dude won some event. I can't remember. I gave some giveaway. Some dudes from South Australia wanted your shirt. I had to go buy it and send it to South Australia. Some dude loved it. Like, is it? I feel like you'd be real weird seeing dudes wearing your t-shirt around. Like,
Yeah,
you would
so
shy away from it.
One of the mine sites that we work at, I was at the mess one week, and a guy was wearing a Ryan Newton jumper, and then I'd gone home, and then the following week, one of our boys that works there said that they saw someone in a Taylor Milling t-shirt, but I could have been sitting across from him at the mess, and I doubt he would have known who I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Done. All right. Well, yeah.
Did you give it to him?
Oh, yeah.
Nah.
It would have been pumping.
No.
Oh, boys, get this one out there.
Yeah, no.
Done. All right. Well, yeah. What about sponsors then? Do you want to give a quick shout to the guys that help you get around?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, Totally Workwear Midland, that's Marshall. He's been with us for a long time, good family friend.
How long? Like long time.
That's the first time I remember seeing the sprint car or the 25 when James drove it. It had Totally Workwear on it. So since then,
Yeah,
long
right.
time. And Case and Drill come on board a couple of years ago. So shout out to Ash and Louis Trero from Kalgoorlie. They help us out with all of our like Valvoline products. Yeah, and I think Barbagallo Group's coming on board again this year. So yeah, shout out to them.
Perfect. All right. Well, yeah, Beto, what about
and Slade.
Yeah.
And Slade.
Oh, mate, he was going to forget it.
Yeah, and Slade.
It's all right. Just happy to be not to fixing shit this year.
Mate, I would never forget Slade.
Yeah.
Done. All right. Thanks, boys. Really appreciate your time. Yeah, well, I'll be floating around with the camera acting like a weirdo a little bit this year. So, yeah, if you want to have a chat, hit me up. But appreciate your time. Let's do it. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thanks, mate.